You're watching WBKB-TV 11 and 13.
Good evening and welcome to your Upper Great Lakes News Network at 6. Straight ahead, a fiery terrorist attack at a Scotland airport forces U.S. officials to beef up security measures. Also, Governor Jennifer Granholm tells lawmakers to lead by example by take a pay cut to help fix the state's financial crisis. Plus, Alpena Restore's first ever redneck fundraiser raises a few eyebrows and surpasses many expectations. And of course, your up-to-date local forecast and sports on UGN.
Coming to you live, reporting the news that matters to you. From Lake Superior to Lake Huron, this is UGN, the Upper Great Lakes News Network.
Good evening, I'm Anna Maria Netta. A fire sends a man in his 60s to the hospital, leaving others smoked out and stranded. The fire started around 10:30 Sunday morning at a house on 432 West Chisholm Street in Alpena. The house was sectioned off into 5 separate apartments when the Alpena City Fire Department arrived on the scene. They pulled a man from the upstairs back apartment. He was transported to Alpena Regional Medical Center for injuries sustained during the fire. Firefighters were able to contain and control the fire within a half an hour of arriving on scene. The structure of the house is still in livable conditions, allowing the tenants in the 4 other apartments to still live there. But until the investigation is complete, residents are staying with the Red Cross. Firefighters suspect that careless use of smoke products such as a cigarette may be the origin of the fire, but the investigation has not been determined and the main cause of the fire is still under investigation. The last few weeks, gas prices at the pumps have been giving motorists a little break, but a travel for the 4th of July prices look to be going up. A recent AAA report shows the average price of gas has increased 4.4 cents per gallon over the past week. The current statewide average is $3.08. That's 9.8 cents higher than prices a year ago. Be sure to stay with UGN News as we continue to update you weekly on prices of gas. And as always, if you can't wait that long, you can check out the cheapest prices in your area anytime on the AAA Fuel Price Finder at AAA.com. Bush administration officials announced stepped-up security measures at airports across the nation Saturday in response to a fiery terrorist attack at a Scotland airport. Federal officials assisted local police and airport security at U.S. airports, despite assurance from the White House that no credible threats were imminent on U.S. soil. Federal officials have not raised the threat level in the nation, although the Transportation Security Administration has invoked some alternates raising measures at airports. British police arrested 2 people after a blazing car crashed into a terminal building at Glasgow Airport in Scotland Saturday, a day after police defused 2 large car bombs in London. And boy, we had a great weekend this weekend.
We did. It was a little cool, but great weather to get out there and enjoy the outdoors.
And we did. We checked out Hubbard Lake thanks to Phyllis Stosick, who invited us out to her cottage on Hubbard Lake. We did a little swimming, sunbathing. I got a lot of sun. It was really nice.
Yeah, if you can't tell, we're both a little sunburned. But anyway, we're looking at no real chances of sunburn in the next couple of days because a little bit of rain is moving into the area. It was a dry and a little cooler today, but some rain and even a thunderstorm threatens to spoil all of this holiday fun. It is clear at the moment in terms of our radar imagery around here, but the showers will creep closer through the overnight. Most of us will just have some thick clouds, no rain, but a stray shower could pop up in isolated areas. By tomorrow, though, rain is likely for most of northeast Michigan. So what's in store for Independence Day? Stay tuned for the answer coming up in my full forecast.
And coming up after the break, President Bush signs a new legislation prompted by Congressman Bart Stupak. Plus,
it's summertime, but that means you might have the sniffles and maybe a cough. I'll have some tips of what you should do. Stay tuned.
You're watching UGN, the Upper Great Lakes News Network, brought to you tonight by Subway. Subway, eat fresh.
Wednesday, July 18th, 1077 The Bay is proud to present The System, a Bob Seger tribute that faithfully recreates the experience of seeing and hearing Bob Seger live. At the Michigan Brown Trout Festival, also appearing will be Nightwing. You could win $1,000 cash, courtesy of Sports Unlimited. Win the ultimate getaway giveaway from Odawa Casino and Resort, and other great prizes from Budweiser and Aquafina. Listen to 1077 The Bay for more details, or check out 1077thebay.com.
They've stormed beaches and freed countries. Protected the weak and defeated the strong. Shown courage and compassion. They've raised our flag and our hope. They've been called leathernecks. They've been called devil dogs. But above all, they're called Marines.
For 37 million Americans, this is life, living below the poverty line. Find out what you can do. Please, don't let one more fall. Go to povertyusa.org and get involved.
Welcome back. As the summer progresses, so do allergies. UGN's Kristen Rath checked in at the HealthWise Medical Clinic to help you breathe a little easier this summer.
Allergies are here with a vengeance, but what exactly is an allergy?
Allergies are a hypersensitive response that people end up getting when they are exposed to different allergens. The reason that we see more allergies around the summertime is due to increase in pollination between grasses, trees, and weeds.
Oftentimes, a person doesn't even realize they have allergies, thinking that a cough could be an upper respiratory infection, and then head to the doctors.
We commonly see individuals coming in complaining of upper respiratory-like symptoms, such as a lot of congestion in their eyes, plugging in their ears, a sore throat due to a post-sinus strip, a little bit of a cough, no fevers, no anything, and many times a lot of individuals do experience allergies to some degree. Some are a little bit more intense than others.
So before you head to the doctor's office, try a drugstore and use the over-the-counter medications.
For those individuals who do need therapy, over-the-counter Benadryl does work very well. Claritin, people find a lot of response. And some people need other medications to help manage the severity of their allergy symptoms.
Also, nothing keeps allergens away like scrub and bubbles.
Allergies can be either a contact allergy or an inhaled allergy. It all depends on the individual and what they're sensitive to. The best preventative thing when people are outdoors is to go ahead and to take a shower at the end of the day, clean off all of those allergens that can cause those sensitivities and really cause a lot of the havoc that people experience.
If after the over-the-counter drugs don't lessen your symptoms, then see a doctor. Allergies aside, your summer will seem a whole lot brighter. In Alpena, this is Kristen Rath, UGN News.
Governor Jennifer Granholm is telling lawmakers they should take a pay cut if state workers are going to be asked for concessions to help fix state government's financial crisis. The Democratic governor told reporters Friday that she gives back 5% of her $177,000 annual salary. She says the legislator needs to lead by example. A top Republican said last Thursday that he will not hold a vote on a tax increase until Granholm halts a pay raise for state employees. Granholm says employees agreed to concessions in previous labor contracts, and she appears to favor negotiating the next round of contracts rather than reopening the current 3-year deal. Workers are scheduled to get a pair of 2% raises in the next fiscal year. President Bush signs a new legislation prompted by Congressman Bart Stupak. The new legislation will ensure that federal agencies lower their flags to half-staff in honor of a fallen service member. Stupak says, "I am pleased that President Bush signed this legislation into law and recognized the importance of providing fallen troops with a uniform, consistent display of respect. The law's official name is the Army Specialist Joseph P. Mix Federal Flag Code Amendment Act of 2007. It was named after Joseph Mix, who was killed in Iraq, which gained the attention of Stupak when he learned that not all federal agencies lowered their flags in honor of him. And it was only after the White House failed to respond that Stupak introduced and worked in a bipartisan manner to pass the legislation into a law. And still to come on your Upper Great Lakes News Network, a little windier and cooler today. Will it stick around? Stay tuned. Your full weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Monica Ott is next.
For 37 million Americans, this is life, living below the poverty line. Every day, a struggle just to hang on. Right now, 1 in 8 Americans lives like this. Many have jobs, children, families, and every day hanging on gets a little bit harder. Find out what you can do. Please, don't let one more fall. Go to povertyusa.org and get involved.
The world has changed a lot since 1970. That's when Congress created the Securities Investor Protection Corporation, SIPC. For 37 years, we've remained focused on one thing: helping investors in the unlikely event that their brokerage firm encounters difficulties. We've helped more than 600,000 investors recover over $14 billion in assets. We're the Securities Investor Protection Corporation. There for you then, here for you now.
We all know that smoke alarms save lives, but sometimes we forget to check and test them regularly. Smoke alarms are required by code to give us an early warning in case of a fire. Change your smoke alarm batteries at least once a year and keep your family safe from fire. Even though the building official makes sure that they work when a home is built, it's your job to make sure that smoke alarms keep working.
To learn more about building safety, contact your local building department.
Tonight's Focus on the Family with Dr. James Dobson is brought to you by your friends at Banner Realty, Alpena's #1 leader in real estate transaction.
A little cool out there, but temperatures will begin to warm up as we head into the weekend. Good evening, I'm Chief Meteorologist Monica Ott. In terms of temperatures at the moment, it's still feeling a bit chilly out there. 69 here in Alpena, 70 for Ascota, 68 for Houghton Lake, so definitely not too bad, but we are a few degrees below normal. We'll stay that way tomorrow and into Wednesday, along with a little bit of rain, and we'll get to more of that in just a second. At the moment, we're looking at 10-mile-per-hour winds for us here in Alpena, as well as Ascota, 6-mile-per-hour winds for Houghton Lake. The majority of these winds have been out of the southerly direction. That's bringing us some warmer, but the main thing is this very humid air and lots of moisture, and so that is going to help fuel a few showers and maybe even a few thunderstorms as we head into the middle of the week. But notice that our flow here in Alpena, as well as down in Ascota, is right off Lake Huron. That also happened this weekend. Sometimes that does issue or pop up a few showers or thunderstorms, so we could see that as we head into the overnight hours, but for the most part, we're going to just have a lot of thick clouds into the overnight hours. You can see that there is pretty much a wall of water making its way towards the lower peninsula. It's already moved through the UP, but a lot of that will start to dry up as it heads through the center of the state of Michigan before it reaches us. So just that slight chance of a shower tonight, and then as we head into tomorrow and into Independence Day, the chances of showers will increase quite a bit, and we could even see a thunderstorm into the late afternoon tomorrow and late afternoon on July 4th. So keep that in mind. In terms of your outdoor plans, keep an eye on the sky. And remember, if you hear the thunder, you need to get indoors because you could be close enough to be struck by lightning. That's some advice that definitely a lot of people towards the Gulf are needing to take into effect today, because yet another day of wet weather in store for them. And it was a pretty active day also for the extreme northern Great Plains into portions of North Dakota. They're even seeing some tornado watches and warnings at the moment. So thankfully, when all of that system moves into our area, none of it will be severe. We're just looking at a few drizzly showers, maybe even a few isolated downpours. Basically, it's just going to ruin all of your outdoor plans, at least for a couple of hours. High pressure starting to move out of our weather. That did dominate our weather pattern today, and so it did keep us dry, but a low pressure system not too far out in the distance, and as that moves in with a stationary front, that will create a few more possibilities of some strong storms. And as we head into this week, I know that says next week, but this is for this week. This graphic was written yesterday, so as we head into this week, same thing, lots and lots of those showers right along that jet stream pattern. You can see that it's pushed all the way up into Canada, and basically a lot of times those low pressure systems get caught in the jet and they just follow right on along. And so basically it's kind of like a slide. These two low pressure systems that are coming out of Canada are going to get caught and just slide right into our area, and that's going to mean some wet weather. But the good news is by Friday will be sunny and temperatures will be warming up quite a bit. In terms of the rest of the country, a little bit of a mild day around the Great Lakes, but other than that, very hot out towards the Rockies and into the Great Plains. A little bit closer to home, 71 right now in International Falls, 80 in Minneapolis, so not too bad, 83 in Des Moines. Here we were 6 degrees below normal with our high of only 72, and into the overnight hours, mostly cloudy with a low of 55. For tomorrow, a chance of showers with a high of 78, so not too bad. And the marine forecast, we'll talk about that more at 11. Didn't really plan enough time for that. And as we head into the next couple of days, we're looking at some rainy weather all the way into Friday. And stay tuned, there's more UGN news straight ahead right after the break.
Vacation with the early show.
Dave Price is on the road again this summer with our Great American Vacation, and we're going island hopping. Log on to cbsnews.com for details. The early show's Great American Vacation.
Come, let's go on vacation.
To own your responsibilities, to own your mistakes, and to come to them and say, you know, I really blew it.
It also has to do with the way we handle conflict and asking forgiveness of our children when we've blown it.
Randy and Lisa are talking about how parents fail to show respect to their kids. When we won't admit a mistake, it sets a lousy example. Parents want their kids to respect them, but respect goes both ways.
When parents show children respect and communicate that, I think it tends to increase the child's respect of the parent, because the child is not feeling mistreated, they're not feeling discounted, they're feeling valued, they're feeling affirmed.
So how do you let your children know they're valued? Well, guard against the natural tendency we all have to tune our kids out.
Not being there, not listening to them when they ask the questions, when they need my attention, if I'm too focused on my own self. That shows disrespect. The greatest gift we can give our children is to process life with them, and that's being fully present with them.
And as you sit and listen, you really get the temperature of your children's hearts by understanding that the words are very, very significant.
And that's another way the Wilsons have found to increase the overall level of respect at home. Teaching kids that the words we choose are vitally important.
As we listen to conversation, we engage them and say that wasn't very honoring or very respectful. And here's words that we can choose that will communicate the same way, but it will be in more of a respectful tone.
I love you, I'm proud of you, you're a treasure, you're brilliant, you're beautiful. Those kinds of words are so important to us.
Words of life that make for a much healthier home. For Focus on the Family, I'm Dr. Bill Meyer.
You know what's great about this new Southern-style chicken sandwich? It's just the chicken breast and a couple of pickles, that's it. But it's so good, that's all you need. Now, you just don't see that anymore. Tell me about it.
Me, you know that I need you. Boy, you complete me.
McDonald's new Southern-style chicken sandwich. A lightly seasoned and breaded all-white meat chicken breast on a steamed bun. So juicy and delicious, it can go solo. And get the chicken you crave at breakfast with the new Southern-style chicken biscuit.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
This summer will be one to remember. True North Radio Network presents the free summer concert series. Join us for 10 great shows featuring some of the top talent from the Midwest on select Saturday evenings from June till September at the Alpena City Band Shell at Bayview Park from 6 till 9. You'll hear your favorite oldies, a Beatles tribute band, foot stompin' country, folk, disco, R&B, and even some funk and retro tunes. Fun for the entire family. And the best part is, it's free. It's gonna be a hot summer.
On Da Vinci's Inquest.
I'm Dominic Da Vinci from the coroner's office.
I speak for the dead.
Any sign of sexual assault?
Why are you digging into my old cases? Keep this open until you hear from the kid who was there. You tell us his name or what? You know, a little girl got murdered.
Was that something?
You're the one having the affair with my boss in my house where my daughter sleeps. You're pissing people off. Well, that's what I do.
Da Vinci's Inquest.
Alpena Restore kicked off their first ever Redneck fundraiser on June 15th, surpassing all expectations. Many came out dressed from head to toe in their best redneck attire, from a pregnant bride to a trashy hillbilly. The celebration was on. This fundraiser marked the most successful ever for the Habitat, and they plan to have another one next year that will be bigger and better. And on behalf of the Habitat for Humanity, Brenda Holsworth and Sally Brewski, they would like to say thank you to all those that participated and those that gave their time and support for a great cause. And remember to get started on your redneck costume for next year. Today is a big day for Little League baseball players in Alpena, but the Alpena All-Star softball team has more to say as they travel to West Branch.
Latest on Alpena All-Star Softball.
Salon services for the new staff brought to you by the Figurehead Salon on Ripley Boulevard and Merrill Norman Cosmetics provided by Lee's Department Store in the Alpena Mall.
Bring out the Italian in you with Subway Restaurant's new sun-dried tomato pesto sandwiches. Choose savory steak or grilled chicken with Italian seasonings, topped with provolone and our new sun-dried tomato pesto sauce, all fresh toasted. Pick one up today. Subway. Eat fresh.
What are the locals saying about Kuwaitan Casino?
Have you tried their specials? Oh my goodness.
I work long hours, one damn project after another. Kuwaitan helps me unwind.
Don't miss Kiss, Rockin' the Sioux, Friday, July 20th. For tickets, call 1-800-KUWAITAN or go to Kuwaitan.com.
Honey, do you remember where I put those quarters?
Kuwaitan Casino. Natural, exciting, different.
Oh, Mama. Oh, my.
Snoring. Show me snoring.
John O'Hurley hosts the all-new Family Feud.
Oh, yeah.
Bring out the Italian in you with Subway Restaurant's new sun-dried tomato pesto sandwiches. Choose savory steak or grilled chicken with Italian seasonings, topped with provolone and our new sun-dried tomato pesto sauce, all fresh toasted. Pick one up today. Subway. Eat fresh.
One win to move on. Good evening, I'm Darren Haynes with UGN Sports. The Alpena All-Star softball team started their tournament play on Saturday with not such a happy beginning. Tawas defeated Alpena 13-5 in the opening game to then bounce back to defeat West Branch 14-4. Now the girls need a win tonight to move on to the next round. What better way to let the pressure loose in tailgating with your teammates while Daryl Kelly from 107 The Bay is live on the radio. Alpena heads out to West Branch for their final game versus Manistee. A win for Alpena moves the girls forward to the semifinals on Saturday. Alpena led by manager Romeo Bordage that has full confidence in the girls' offense that they will show up again. The coaching staff has a full scouting report on Manistee, so the girls are prepared and ready to start slugging away at the plate. Amy Milligan is your starting pitcher for Alpena today. Alpena is nervous but anxious as they represent their hometown.
This game is important because if we win it, then we're going to the semifinals, and that would be really cool because it'd be fun to go and try our hardest, and if we win, then cool.
I'm nervous about this game because if we don't win it, we can't go to competition and go try out to see who can keep going on, and if we do win it, we can go to the rest of it and try to go as long as we can.
Really excited for the game today. I hope we win, and I really want to go to the States because I want to bring home the trophy for Alpena, but I don't know, you never know. I just hope everything goes good today.
It's that time of the year again when Little League postseason tournaments take center stage in local sports. Alpena Huron Shore is hosting all the Little League baseball in all 4 divisions. The team to watch, Alpena's 11 and 12-year-olds. Alpena sporting their new rides in their baseball action against Oscoda County. In the top of the first, Alpena comes out hot. Mitch Skibba hits the ball good for a single. Ryan Hendricks scores for the first run for Alpena. RBI to Skibba, 1-0 is your score. Jason Henry at the plate. He delivers a package through the Oscoda defense for an error. Logan Galeen crosses over the plate for another Alpena run. 3-0 is the score for Alpena, leading early. Alpena's in scoring position again. Alpena hits the ball tiptoeing down the third baseline. Jason Henry likes the hit, and he comes in for an Alpena run. 4-0 Alpena. Oscoda County on the offensive side of things, and things do not change for Oscoda. Luke Cortez strikes out Bryson Devers, sending Oscoda grabbing their mitts ahead back out to the outfield. Alpena loves batting, and we can tell because Zach Nash blasts one to down the third baseman. He can't handle it for an error at first plate. And Alpena, hey, Logan Galeen, he scores for another run, securing a large lead for Alpena. Oscoda falls 12-0 to Alpena. Manager Jim Skibba surprised but a happy man on day one of the tournament.
Our boys capitalized, as I told them. When they had the opportunities, they did. Placed the ball well, ran the bases well. And I was a little concerned about my pitching. But they kind of proved me wrong here. They stepped up, threw some good strikes. So I got some good boys that can step up to the mound when called upon, throw strikes. And at this level, that's what you need.
Of course, 11 and 12-year-olds are the one age group that gets featured on the ESPN networks as the tournament winds down. But to watch the little ones finally get their shine for the first time in their young career, hey, that puts a smile on everyone's face. To the baseball action we go. Alpena 9 and 10-year-olds ready to square up with Huron East during the introduction ceremony. Top of the first, little man on second and third, Kyle Stevens. He delivers the first hit of the day for Alpena. That's good for an RBI single as Tyler Pintar scores 1-0 Alpena. Trouble at the plate for Huron East. Bad pitch. That's going to get by the catcher. And here comes a hungry Andy Marweed stealing home for the second run of the day. 2-0 Alpena looking good. Evan Hamp has a chance to hit, and he makes the most of his presence, striking the ball through the gut of the Huron defense. Kyle Stevens gives Alpena the third run of the day. Single goes to Hump. Alpena on and rolling. 2-run is in scoring position. Reed Hamp connects, drilling into right. Huron's second baseman, but hey, it was too much heat for him to handle as he gets an error. Dylan Ganees scores for Alpena. 4-0 is your score. Here we go. Eric Dennis for Huron East. He gets no love at the plate as Kyle Stevens strikes him out, puts him in the book. Tyler Pintar already scoring today, shares a wealth with his teammates as he smacks a long shot just inside fair play. Dylan scores for Alpena. The future Wildcats looking good in the first game, defeating Huron East 10-0 in 4 innings due to the mercy rule.
It was a great game. We pitched well. We hit the ball well. We fielded well. It's a new group. All first years, never been on the team before. I mean, everybody. It's a good win for us for first game.
Kyle Stevens did a great job pitching, really shut them down and really limited their opportunities tonight. So I thought all in all we hit the ball well, did a good job in the field and pitched well. Those are the keys in the game, and we're very pleased with our first win.
The Detroit Tigers completed a 9-game road trip, winning 8 out of their 9 games at Comerica Park. The Motor City Kitties have only a single game won out of their last 7. It seems like the Tigers have lost their swagger, losing to the series to the Texas Rangers, one of the worst teams in the AL, to possibly suffering a sweep against the Minnesota Twins. Can they find the eye of the Tiger in the first game of the new month? There is Detroit's home run leader and Tiger great Al Kaline beating the Heat during Detroit and Minnesota baseball. Top of the 5th we go. Here we go, Twins. Jason Bartlett at the plate, hopes he has something special. How about Jeremy Bonderman's special K? Bartlett marked in the book, 7 Ks for Bonderman. Next inning, Tigers defense not done yet. Michael Cudger smacks one into right center field. Call the police because Curtis Grandison, great diving catch, robs him. Watch the replay. Nothing but great athletic ability laying out for the Tiger Pride, and some grass stains for Mommy to clean out. 2 outs in the 8th, score tied 0-0. Not for long, Marcus Timms nails a solo home run to left field off Scott Baker. Timms' 8th home run of the year, 1-0 Detroit. And in the 9th inning, Todd Jones is going to be the man. He's going to get Torrey Hunter grounding out. Detroit avoids the Twins series sweep, defeating Minnesota 1-0. Big series next for the Tigers as they welcome in AL Central leading Cleveland Indians tomorrow night. And in more Tiger baseball, Jim Leland didn't have a chance to stock the all-star roster with the Tigers. The fans and players did it for him. For the first time in 1984, Detroit Tigers will have 3 position players in the all-star starting game. We're having problems right now, but Ivan Rodriguez is going in as the catcher. Baseman Polanco in the outfield. Magli Ordonez is part of the American team on the starting lineup, but the Tigers are not done yet. Shortstop Carlos Guillen and pitcher Justin Verlander are also selected to the ballot. The 5 Detroit All-Stars marked the club's highest total since Detroit had 6 in 1985. But also for the Tigers, too, Detroit, hey, they struggled in the bullpen, but a way to pull it out. They signed Jose Capellan from the Milwaukee Brewers, adding another reliever to the bullpen, so things are looking good for the Tigers.
All right, well, on behalf of Darren, Monica, and myself, thanks for watching. Have a great night, and remember to keep smiling.
You're watching WBKB-TV, 11 and 13.
I'm Katie Couric. Tonight, late-breaking news from the White House. President Bush has commuted Scooter Libby's prison sentence. And shocking revelations that doctors were at the heart of that British terror plot. At least 3 of the 8 people arrested so far are physicians, and police are hunting for more bombs. Here at home, as Americans get ready for the 4th of July, more airport searches and more delays. Battling for bucks, with Barack Obama raising more money than Hillary Clinton, here comes a former president to the rescue. Plus, is this a federal office building or an upscale health club? A new report raises serious questions about spending at the Centers for Disease Control.
This is the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
Hello, everyone. We begin tonight with stunning news from the White House. President Bush has commuted the sentence of